All right, ladies, we are in week 3 and you are doing amazing. I'm super proud of you for making it this far. Some of this information is hard to take in, some of it's a lot to take in, and it takes practice to be able to incorporate and incorporate this into our life. And so I don't want you beating yourself up. I don't want you getting hard on yourself. I want you to give yourself some grace to start to put practice into this. Okay, so I'm not here to overwhelm you. I'm not here to we're not here to do a major overhaul in our lives. We're here to start to practice. Okay, we're practicing these things, and the reason I want to practice it because I want you to start to build this healthy lifestyle, okay, into your life. And so this, again, this is honestly what I found 12 years out from being in my own current weight loss is this is a lifelong journey, meaning there are going to be things that I'm going to be learning around when it comes to food, and some things that I kind of teach on a more in-depth level is that one thing that I've noticed, and there are many things that I've noticed, is even around the food intake. And as I've gotten a better relationship around food over the course of the years, is that it changes. My body changes as I change, but as I even have gotten older, and things like that. And but my food intake will change too. So there's a lot of great ways for us to eat, and so keep that in mind and know that. My certification, my health coaching certification course that I took, we went through 100 different scientifically proven, you want to say, plans that really do work well for our body. They just have three things that are it have to do with, and it has to do with the source that we're eating, the type, the how we're getting our protein, for example, whether it's a vegetarian, vegan, whether it's Atkins or meat or whatever, is the source, the timing, and how often we're eating. And so so I want you to kind of keep that in mind and know that there could be, I was actually happy to be talking to my sister-in-law about this yesterday. We were in the pool, and that, a friend of hers just kind of became gluten, a sensitivity to that. And over the course of even, as the years pass on, our bodies will change. So I want you to know that and have that awareness and know that, hey, in 5 years from now, if you start to notice something different, that's just kind of part of how it changes a bit. Our metabolism changes, as we get a little older, but our bodies start to tell us different things. Okay, so know that's around exercise. Sometimes that's going to be around the food that we're going to eat and things like that. So at the end of the day, our bodies. I want you to be. I'm very intuitive, and I really want us to learn an intuitive way of eating. Okay, and it takes practice. Just like if you are going to be you're building that relationship with yourself. Okay, so just like your significant other or a good friend or whatever, when you first start out in that relationship, you really are learning to communicate, and it takes some time. It could take that first year to really kind of get some communication, or even honestly years to get that. So I don't want that to be a discouragement. I want that to be that's a reality around that, and I want you to start building that communication with yourself. I do think there is a time and place, absolutely, where we may need to track our food for a short amount of time for some awareness pieces or measure our food, but I don't want to get to a place where we're having to do that for too long of a period of time, because I don't want us to get too obsessed with that. I found that to be extremely helpful when I was working with my trainer back in 2004 and 5 when I was in the middle of my weight loss. And so she helped me with that concept and helped me to kind of get some awareness pieces around what I was eating. So it was huge. So, but what I do want to incorporate or at least hone in on is the importance of really just tuning into our body. I want you to be able to listen in of what your body's telling you, whether or not, hey, I'm really exhausted and I may need to rest on a Sunday afternoon, or I may need to go do yoga at some point whenever we're building into our fitness. It could be I've got a lot of energy and I'm ready to go play out with my kids and go ride on my bike. So just tune in, listen in, and that's the same with our food intake. So if you I want you to start paying attention to how your body feels. Okay, so I want you to pay attention when you are right. What we've talked about is we've talked about the quality of food that we're putting into our body, and I want you to start thinking about the quality of food, and we want to start to get ourselves to making some better choices in there, taking one step closer to that. And we've also talked about the combination of our food. Okay, so we talked about how we put together our we talked about macronutrients and we talked about micros. The vitamins and minerals are micronutrients, macronutrients, the protein, carbohydrate, and fat. And we want to put those together in a plate because it just naturally, when we start to do that, we start to go away from the processed foods. We naturally start to go away from wanting to put sugar into our body. Having those things, absolutely. I still have those things and I still incorporate them into my eating because I'm human and I want to be able to sustain for the long haul. So I'm not here we're having the main thing I want to be able to teach too is we're having structure. And I think structure is we as humans, we thrive on structure. So we thrive on structure in our workday, when we're younger and we're in school, and when we have our parents give us the structure around guidelines and boundaries, and as adults we do the same. So we're going to have structure, okay, and I'm going to let you choose what that structure looks like. Okay, I'm going to give you the boundaries and the guidelines and give you the info around that, and let your body tell you what that is. Okay, so we want to be able to combine our plate, and so we want to be able to put our plate together again with those protein, carbohydrates, and healthy fats in there. And so but we want to be able to have some flexibility in that too, meaning we don't want to have to be so strict that we tell ourselves we can't have this, we can't have that because it's bad. We're going away from good food, bad food, because the more we tell ourselves that, the more we want that, and the more we shame ourselves. And we're not going here to shame ourselves, okay? We're going the opposite of that, okay? We're going to be setting up a food plan for you for life as we build into this, okay? It's not that I've got it figured out in a month. It's taken me years to kind of work through and build this relationship with myself to feel comfortable around all this. So we're building kind of some momentum. We're going to build some stamina, and I'm building confidence around food for you. And I want you to feel accomplished. And I want you to start to notice how your body's going to start to feel, okay? And so that's what we want to do this week, is we're going to notice, how does my body feel? So I want you to start asking yourself that, okay? Just like you would ask a friend, I want you to start asking yourself, how does my body feel, okay? So after the meals you're having, okay? And then I want you to send a picture of 6 meals to me this week, okay? So I want you to send two breakfasts, 2 lunches, and 2 dinners. And what I want you to do, feel free to send them throughout the week, okay? And go ahead and send a picture of your plate. Tell me what's on your plate. And I want to be able to not only keep you accountable, but and if you're open to it, I want to give you some feedback if that's around there. And it's not to be threatening. It's to provide, again, that accountability. It's to walk through this process with you. I'm in every step of the way with you. I'm here, and I want you to succeed, not only in your honestly relationship around food, but around weight loss. And I'm here to walk through this process with you at every step of the way. And I'm 100% in this with you. And I want you to meet me right there with you. And if you're wanting that too, know that that's exactly where I'm at too. So anyway, so you'll see week 3 assignment in your workbook. Go ahead and again, take some awareness. Awareness is going to be obviously a lot of what we talked about even last week is, even honestly first week where we started to look at the foods that I'm going to have you go through. I had you go through in your pantry, and I want you to read through the nutritional content. And then in week 2, I want you to start to have that awareness piece of next time you're out to eat with a friend of yours, a spouse, family members, over the course of the week, start taking notice. And I want you to have that awareness piece of what other people are having on their plate. If they're healthy looking, or if you notice they're thin, I want you to start to notice what they have on their plate, okay? So we're having that awareness piece. And then I want you to look at your plate and see what's on your plate, okay? And then this week, this is where I want you to do is, we're going to start putting into practice some of these things, okay? So whether or not you're incorporating this 100%, and that I'm okay with you not doing that, because if you're in a place where you're just starting out, then I want you to start, putting in a few of your meals this week, okay? So we're going to start thinking through it, and we're going to start building into this, okay? So send over to me 6 meals this week, 2 of each meal, 2 breakfasts, 2 lunches, and 2 dinners, and I want you to send over to me what you're having for each meal, okay? And I want you to practice. Go ahead and start to practice combining your meals on how we've talked about, okay? And if you're struggling with that, and knowing how to do that, reach out to me, okay? And we're not here to have to be perfect. We're here to be open-minded. We're here to know that I'm practicing this, and then I'm going to build. I'm building a better relationship with my own self and around food, and how to incorporate this. And I want you to build the stamina, and I want you to feel encouraged around this, okay? And so I'm here to help you in the process. And again, you don't have to be perfect, but I do want you to be open, and I do want you to try, okay? So you're doing awesome. I'm super proud of you. And what I will do is, if you have any questions too, feel free to reach out. I want you to continue to reach out if you've got any questions whatsoever. So I'll see you over in the next video.